She mopped the floor, kept her head down, never spoke unless spoken to. To the night shift staff at Metropolitan Hospital, she was just a janitor. Until one night, a man pointed a gun at a nurse, and the janitor, she moved first. Not with panic, not with fear, with precision. One shot, center mass. The shooter dropped, and silence fell over the ER. The nurse stood, alive, untouched. And now, everyone's asking the same thing. Who the hell was she, really? Hospitals never sleep, especially at night. There's a rhythm to the midnight hours, predictable, exhausting, eternal. Fluorescent lights hum above like dull stars. Coffee-stained scrubs shuffle by like ghosts, and monitors beep in a rhythm no one hears anymore. Among the chaos, she moved quietly, a mop in her hand, gloves always on, face unreadable, eyes down. No one knew her name. Few even remembered what her voice sounded like. She nodded politely at passing nurses, stayed clear of trauma teams, replaced linens without being asked. And somehow, she always seemed to be in the right place seconds before something went wrong. A nurse once dropped a full metal tray, heavy with sterile instruments. It never hit the floor. The janitor had caught it mid-fall without flinching. "Impressive reflexes," the nurse had whispered. She just nodded, returned to mopping, and vanished down the hall. No one could say exactly when she started working there. Her access badge scanned clean. Her ID photo was standard. Her file said temporary night maintenance, cleared. But no one remembered who hired her. No one had ever been assigned to supervise her. Security let her pass without a second glance. Her station? A forgotten supply closet near the ER entrance. Perfect line of sight to nearly every major corridor. She never arrived early, never left late. Every shift, 11 p.m. sharp, 7 a.m. gone. Routine, predictable, unremarkable. Until it wasn't. It was 2:14 a.m., unusually quiet for the ER. Too quiet. That's when he walked in. Mid-30s, eyes wild, blood soaking his shirt. He clutched a heavy duffel bag tight, like it held the only thing keeping him alive. A few nurses looked up, probably thought he was seeking treatment. Then came the gun. A black Glock pulled from the bag, shouting, screaming, "Nobody effing move." A nurse froze. He aimed at her point blank, finger on the trigger. No security in sight. Doctors dropped behind desks. Staff paralyzed. Except her. 10 feet away, the janitor moved. No hesitation. She stepped left, pivoted, reached inside her cleaning cart beneath a folded rag. Out came a Sig Sauer P220, grip clean, shoulder square, breath steady. One shot, textbook, center mass. He dropped before he could even register her existence. Blood pooled, not hers. The ER went silent. The nurse, still alive, stood shaking. A doctor whispered, "Did the janitor just shoot him?" The woman, still calm, lowered the weapon, checked for secondary threats, kicked the gunman's weapon away from his body. Only then did hospital security burst through the doors. Too late. The lead officer barked, "What the hell happened?" She placed her firearm gently on a nearby tray. "Registered clean, legal, I'll cooperate." It was the first time many had heard her speak, voice calm, measured, authoritative. A nurse, barely able to speak, asked, Who are you?" She didn't answer, but someone recognized her. A weathered ER doctor stepped forward. His lab coat bore a faded Army medic pin. He stared at her, then stepped back in disbelief. No fucking way. He turned pale. "He's not a janitor. That's Ghost Echo." "Ghost what?" a security guard asked. "Who?" The doctor nodded solemnly. "She cleared buildings in Iraq. Tier 1 contractor, black level, special access." Suddenly, everything made sense. Her reflexes, her silence, her positioning during every incident. Someone muttered, "She wasn't watching us, she was protecting us." Security reviewed footage. She'd been present at 3 previous incidents, each diffused before it turned violent. A violent boyfriend changed his mind and walked away. A drug seeker abandoned his demand and left. A psych patient calmed down after brief eye contact with the janitor. She hadn't just prevented violence, she anticipated it. And that night shot, perfectly placed, center mass, not fatal, just enough to incapacitate. She knew exactly where to hit him, a paramedic said. Security took her to the staff lounge, not the interrogation room. No one dared cuff her. HR tried accessing her file. Access denied. Every clearance failed. Her badge didn't match any national register. Then, an untraceable call rang the hospital line. The head of security answered. His face went pale. He hung up. He said, "She's cleared to continue operations. She's exactly where she's supposed to be." In the lounge, she unzipped her cleaning jacket. Underneath, a fitted gray tactical shirt, a military tattoo barely visible under her collarbone. The nurse she saved stepped in, still shaken. "You didn't flinch. You knew." The janitor smiled, quiet, small, and real. "You don't flinch when you've been through worse." By morning, she was gone. Her cart vanished, locker empty, no trace. Except, pinned to the staff bulletin board, her ID badge, a folded American flag napkin, a handwritten note. "Cleaner than you think." Security couldn't find who signed her contract. The contractor who referred her didn't exist. But every document, flawless, perfectly legitimate. "She's a ghost," the HR director said, "professionally invisible." Doctors and nurses began to recall strange moments. Trauma kits that appeared before anyone asked. Closets stocked during shortages. Doors unlocked just when seconds mattered most. One nurse whispered, "She wasn't cleaning. She was optimizing our entire emergency response." The ER doctor did some digging. His contacts said nothing, but their silence said everything. Whispers of black site missions, urban extractions, protection of non-military high-value targets. She wasn't retired. She'd been reassigned. Civilian protection. Embedded. Invisible. The hospital never fully recovered, at least not in the same way. They got better. Staff became sharper. Response times improved. Security drills changed, modeled after her exact steps that night. One nurse now wore a patch on her sleeve, echo-trained, in tiny black letters. When someone asked what it meant, she replied, "It means I'm still breathing." More stories emerged. Unlabeled trauma kits placed exactly where needed, sudden equipment upgrades, behavioral shifts in volatile patients. "A guardian angel," someone said. "No," replied a veteran orderly. "Guardian ghost." Security received anonymous tips, untraceable calls about vulnerabilities, always just in time. And night shift workers, they started glancing over their shoulders more often, but not in fear, in reassurance. Years later, students would study the hospital as a model of emergency preparedness, researchers with credit systems and training. But the people who worked those nights, they knew better. They remembered the janitor, The one nobody noticed until she moved, until she fired, until she vanished. Some protection doesn't wear a badge. Some warriors don't carry rank. Some legends don't want recognition. They just show up, clean up, and disappear before the dust settles. She wasn't a janitor. She was Ghost Echo. And if you ever work a night shift, if things suddenly go right when they shouldn't, if you feel safer for no reason, just remember, the most dangerous person in the building might be the one quietly mopping the floor. If you believe not all heroes wear rank or scrubs, subscribe to Ironheart Stories.